Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the 0 to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay guys, so today we have been farming up the Pit of Sauron, which is currently located in the Ice Crown Citadel. Now I mainly do this one for the Battered Hilt, but as we'll see in a minute, it's not always the case. So what I usually do for this actual farm is I set it on dungeon difficulty heroic, and this gives me the chance of getting the Battered Hilt to drop, which is a 0.2 to 0.1, and it varies depending on the mobs. I start off the run like as such, and I just gather up the first boss with, well, the first mob with Soothe. And all I do is just run through all of these mobs, make sure they all get caught, and I try and beat them so I can round them up all in one line. And I never really go any further than this, mainly because I find this way to be a lot more easier for myself. But you are able to go all the way around, gather up all the mobs, then run out and reset the instance. Just depends on how fast you can go and how fast you want to do the run. Personally, for the amount of time I spend doing this farm, it's usually around about 20 minutes per actual lap, so to speak, before I have to reset the instance. All I do now is just go into my AoE form, which is my kitty cat form, and just burn them down as so. And this usually takes only about like a minute and a bit to even do, and I just loot up the mobs. You are able to like pull one of these guys like over here and have him as well, but I find you do lose aggro if you do go too far, so you may want to split your runs up if it starts to happen to you. I don't know why the actual aggro drops every now and then, but unfortunately that means you have to batch your mob pulls. You can't just pull the entire instance like what I pretty much did. So at the end of the day, you are looking to get around about a 10 ton of different types of green items that you can sell on the auction house. They aren't worth all that much because in about the actual lockout time of about 16 minutes, shit, I did that really fast, 6,000 gold worth of stuff on that part. But the thing of note that we're actually been farming for was the Battered Hilt, which I've managed to get 3. So for the 7 hours that I've done for the actual week, I've gained 3 Battered Hilts. So I've done pretty well. Like last year when I was doing the Pit of Sauron like continuously, it would never drop for me, so this is totally RNG based. But as well as that, I can then turn all of this stuff that I don't want into infinite dust using my garrison, and that is what we're going to be doing now. So I shall see you momentarily. So for this week, we pretty much have gathered up around about all of this stuff here and in there as well. So we've got a lot of greens and or different types of blues and that. So I'm pretty damn happy with all of that. So yeah, we've done alright for our greens for selling on the auction house. But I do have to bear in mind that the majority of this will get disenchanted, so to speak. So things, because Wrath of the Lich King stuff doesn't sell or overly that great, it does need to be disenchanted, and also rings. Personally, I get more of an uptick when it comes to gold, because infinite dust is around about 8 gold per piece, so I'm better off just disenchanting or any of the transmog that I really don't want. So even this, that's like 2 gold, and I got an abyssal crystal for market value 18 gold. So it's merely just a case of looking at how long do you reckon it will sell for, and or how long will I have to wait until I see the return on my investment, and then disenchant accordingly. It's really that simple. So that being the case, guys, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move over to the gold for the week. So that being the case, I shall see you in Storm Shield. Okay, so by the way, on the way to Storm Shield, we are going basically Battered Hilts. There's my 3 I forgot to mention it in the actual greens thingy, but it was in the bank, so you know. And they are currently worth around about 41,000 gold. So pretty damn happy with that. And all in total for this week, we have managed to gain around about 160,000 gold's worth of stuff. And or on the mean average for EU realms, which is just the average just across all EU servers, is 252,000. So bear in mind that my one's a high pop server, so you may want to double check the battered hilt before you do the farm, depending on if you're on a high or a low pop server, and or if you actually want to invest the time to actually do this. Now, this quest gives you the Quel Sera blade, well, Quel Sera was in vanilla, I should remember that. But anyways, that being the case, let's get back on to the gold for the week. Okay, so let's get crack-a-lacking with the gold for the week. Okay, so the first clean out of our 217 sales for the week is 16,031 gold for the first clean out. So the things that are of note were the peerless leggings of the Aurora, that's another little piece of transmog, and the rest of it seems to be other little bits of transmog as well. The elegant tunic of the Quick Blade for 5,000 gold, so that's another piece of transmog, and some steel bars from when we did our crafting, where I just bought a few bits off the auction house, so that was just selling it back and all that jazz. I could have held on to it, but I actually didn't fancy holding on to it, so yeah, no, I don't know why, in all honesty. So I must have just shoved it on there. But other than that, it seems to be quite okay for this actual first clean out, so I hope we have a decent one for the next time. So that being the case, let's get on to the next one. So as follows, the next clean out is 6,000. This is not very good for this week. 6,718 gold for this one. And the things that are of note are the Wall of the Dead. Damn. 1,400 gold for the Wall of the Dead. I remember that used to sell for like 10k. BFA, what have you done? But other than that, it's just loads of different types of glyphs, contracts, and transmog really. Just selling a bulk ton of all this type of stuff. So at the end of the day, it all adds up into a pretty sizable amount at the end of the week. Nothing too amazing other than just the random pieces of transmog and all that jazz. So probably next week we're going to probably be doubling down on some more vanilla gold farms and see what comes of there. But other than that, let's see what our next clean out is. And the next clean out is 23,086 gold. So that's a lot better than what we had. We managed to sell that for about 1,200 gold, so that's not too bad if I do say so myself. The other thing of note is the volatile earth, which we sold a stack of for 1,616 gold, and some burnt pigment from our milling, where I just milled a few bits of kata herbs that I had left over in my banks from when we had herbalism. So doing quite well on that part. Along with that, we sold some Elementium bars from ages ago when we've been farming them up. And we managed to sell some thorium bars, which we farmed up ages ago as well. And to be honest, doing quite well on that part, so I'm really not overly that worried when it comes to the clean out for this week, so to speak. I would like to hit back onto the 1 million mark after doing those that massive investment on Monday, so would like to see a return on that somewhen, but obviously we can't be too picky because it's a flip, and well, flip, shuffle, whatever you want to call it, it's about that. So that's more like it. 68,029 gold for the next clean out, so 68,029. So that's the things that are of note from this clean out is so the Saronite bars that we sold, and Saronite bars we've held on to for quite a while. The cobalt bars, that was from transmog, so that's getting back some of the gold we spent making up a load of transmog with our blacksmithing. And we sold some enchanted leather, which I bought like a massive stack of for that type of stuff. So recouping some gold for this week, but other than that, it's mainly just seeming to be more along the lines of just recouping gold from what we did craft transmog and selling the transmog. Not really too much on the contracts this week. Maybe I need to go over another bulk load, but would like to see a bit more in the future. 1,697 gold, and we won't count the cobalt bar up there. That's just from when it expired just a minute ago. And it really is just other bits of transmog and some cloth and all that jazz. So at the end of the day, still got a decent amount of gold and all that jazz. It's just one of those things where I'm trying to recoup some of the gold we've actually spent on stuff, so I really just want to pull that back, if you know what I mean. But other than that, that is pretty much it for the week. We managed to get back up to our 1,028,000 gold, and we made roughly around about 130,000 gold for this week. So not as great as last week where it was like 280,000 gold. That was a brilliant week, wasn't it? But other than that, we have 1,837,000 gold on the auction house of loads of different stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing what type of sales we will gain from all of this, and I look forward to it, to be honest. So that being the case, guys, I'm going to get crack-a-lacking on the next load of farms for next week. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I shall see you on the next video on Monday. Have a lovely rest of the day, guys. Bye-bye.